I want to welcome you to the Retro Rogues Live. Please pay attention to our warning graphic. It states that the Retro Rogues Live show is intended for an adult audience and not intended for children under the age of 13. Parental discretion is advised. I want to welcome you here to the show. My name is Dave Beatty. I'm one of your hosts, and we're going to be trying something a little different this evening. We are going to have, I guess, some sort of reporter on the scene kind of stuff happening this evening. So just real quick, we're going to be talking a little bit about Star Trek Vegas, and then it'll potentially be like an open chat actually with the Rogues Gallery, provided people in the Rogues Gallery feel like chatting. So we'll do the introductions here real quick. Coming to you from Prescott Valley, Arizona, my name is Dave Beatty. I'm one of your hosts. For nearly the last 30 years, I've been a professional illustrator and graphic designer. Worked on a lot of fun things that some people have heard of, such as Batman Incorporated, Justice League of America, and even Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. And I want to welcome my co-host here. This is Mr. Eric Alexander. Eric, please tell the folks where you're broadcasting from.
Yes, so I am actually live right now at the Friday Night Tights meetup event. So for people that aren't familiar with that, that's basically geeks and gamers and Nerdrotic. A bunch of them, do a show together every Friday, and they're doing a meet and greet here in Las Vegas at a venue called Millennium Fan Bar. So if I sound like, people are in the room, yeah, there are people in the room. I actually found a sort of little quiet area here in the back. I do kind of want to show people what this bar looks like just a little bit, because it is kind of neat. Can you see that pretty well, Dave, at least a little bit?
Yeah, I can see a little bit. Let me put you up full screen. Well, hold on. Wrong one. Darn it. Hold on. I'm screwing this up.
This is a great experiment for us, folks. We've never done this before, where literally I'm on my phone live at an event while Dave is in the studio back in Arizona. So, but if you kind of see this area that I'm in, it's actually very comfortable. They've got like a lot of nice seats back here, very much like a lounge atmosphere. You can see that there's like a lot of memorabilia and things like that. Right now they're actually playing a classic Star Trek episode because, of course, Star Trek Vegas, well, the event formerly known as Star Trek Vegas is going on right now. Officially it's called the Fifth Mission because they lost the license. But you can see over here, that's actually where the bar is. Now, technically, the actual meet and greet is actually it's basically in the room next door. They have like a meeting room, and it's just like a big room. There isn't a bar over there, but it is packed with people. And one of the reasons it's packed with people is because Geeks and Gamers was nice enough to actually give free merch. So I got to really give them out, hand it to them that they're actually giving out free stuff. Like I got this Geeks and Gamers hat. They gave that to me for free. They also gave me a Gamers t-shirt. This one's the green one. They also have like a black one. But I think that's really cool because, quite frankly, they're not giving away anything free at Star Trek Vegas, or I should say the event formerly known as Star Trek Vegas. You got to pay for everything over there.
Well, that's one thing you could always count on the Creation Convention people to do is charge you for everything.
Yeah, but I think it's really cool that they're giving away free merchandise, Dave. I think we have to take
cool.
We've kind of got to take something from them. You know what I mean? Because they're giving away free shirts and free free hats. So I think when we do our own event, I think we're going to have to give away some shirts, Dave.
Yeah, we can. Definitely give away some shirts. That's not a problem.
And I wish I could remember his handle because he introduced himself to me, a fan. I wish I could remember his handle. I only met him like half an hour ago, but I'm a little nervous, obviously. But a fine fan bought me this drink, which that's another weird thing that never happens to me in Vegas anyway. I just started talking to somebody. He asked me, if I ever am active in the chats, and I am sometimes. So what people want to know here is, what's your screen name? What's your avatar? So if they see you in the chat, now they can associate a face with the name. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, this gentleman went and bought me a drink. So a lot of friendly people here, a lot of nice people. Drunk Freakio is actually just a little bit in front of me right now. And I'll tell you, I never realized how big that guy is. He's a big guy. he like towers over me. And very nice. It's very nice to me and everything like that. We just had a nice little chat. And I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to talk to Gary, from Nerdrotic later. But he's being swamped. That's part of that other room. He's at the table and he's got his merch, and there's a line for him. So I mean, he is basically like a star. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of it's an interesting thing. I mean, I've never gone to an event like this, like a meet and greet like this. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was even going to be able to get in. I didn't understand if you were supposed to RSVP or anything like that.
Right. Well, Micah says cheers.
Thank you, Micah, and cheers to you. And then also, Micah, when I went to Alternate Reality Comics, right? That's what it's called, Dave.
Yeah.
The owner was very nice to me. He actually gave me an official comic book. I wish I had it in my bag and I could show it to you, but I didn't want to I didn't want to get lost, so it's back in my hotel room. But he actually gave a shout out to you, Dave. He gave me that comic book for free because I name dropped you. I told him that you had sent me there. He remembered you. He remembered Micah, and he asked about Kirby. And I had to tell him, of course, that Kirby has passed away, but I also told him about the Kirby tees.
Yeah. Yeah, Ralph's a good guy. I really like Alternate Reality Comics.
Yeah, very, very cool place. By the way, I think he said they're moving in September, for anybody that's curious. They aren't that far away from the Strip. I actually took the bus down there, so it's not that far away. I think maybe 30-minute bus ride from the Rio,
Yeah.
But he did tell me that they're going to be moving, I think, in September. So that's another thing I scouted out while I was here.
Cool. Jackie says hi.
Hey, Jackie. Wish you were here in Vegas.
And then Micah says, hi, Ralph. He's awesome. And I totally agree.
Yeah, he is. And I really want to give I wish I had the shirt that I bought, but he gave me a discount on it. And again, that comic book, it's very unique because they have their own mascot. And apparently he did it for one of the anniversaries of the shop a couple years ago. And I'm actually going to probably do a review of it on a future episode of the show. I'll actually review the book.
Cool. Jackie says, LOL, been a while since I've been there, meaning Las Vegas, I'm assuming.
Yeah? Yeah, well, it's been since the last Star Trek Vegas, which was the last Star Trek Vegas, at least for now, because, again, technically this is the event formerly known as Star Trek Vegas that's going on at the Rio. Again, Creation lost the license. And you can see some of the effects of that. Like, for instance, they no longer have Quark's Bar. They actually call it Jimmy's Place now, which is in honor, of course, of Scotty, James Doohan,
Yeah.
But they can't use the Quark's Bar thing anymore because, licensing issues, right? So.
Wow.
I wish I could found somebody to talk about that with, but I doubt that anybody official would really tell me anything. You know what I mean? But
right. Interesting.
Yeah, it's been interesting here. It definitely has been. There were a lot of cancellations for the Star Trek event for the 55-year mission, I think is what they call it, or the 55-year mission celebration or something like that.
Yeah.
And, man, they had a lot of cancellations, like just right up to the wire. Sean Kenny, who I worked with on Staycation, he canceled. He's not here. Would have been nice because I actually know him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he canceled. He's not here. So they had a lot of last minute cancellations. My fingers are crossed that Kelsey Grammer is still going to show up on Saturday because I think that's going to be really cool. I want to see Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I just actually got a picture with George Takei. And it's interesting the way they do the pictures because if you're not actively drinking, as I can show that I am, so I am in compliance with the law. That's why I'm not wearing my mask because in Nevada you have to wear a mask indoors unless you're actively eating or drinking. So I do have my drink here. Okay, so I'm in compliance. But due to the fact that you do have to have the face coverings, what they're doing with the photo ops is it's a tent outside. So you don't have to wear the face mask. And then the celebrity has like a divider. He has like a divider a thin divider, like a plastic divider, so you can't touch them or anything.
Right.
That's how they're handling the photo ops. In case anybody was curious.
Huh. That sounds very unusual.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, this is a different event. I've got 2 wristbands on, okay, and one is for the event. This is like my pass. I'm having some trouble with this camera work. One's for my pass. The other one is for my COVID compliance, and you have 2 options. You can either get a COVID test, right, and you come in, it has to be like within 72 hours or something, or it's only good for 72 hours, a COVID test, or if you have a proof of vaccination, you go that route. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. And then of course, like I said, if you're not actively eating or drinking, you have to wear a face mask, the entire time that you're inside of the event.
Wow. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's different. It's kind of interesting to see, cons kind of coming back, right? And at the same time, there's a lot of kind of, restrictions still and things like that. It's still not back to normal by any means.
Right. And Jackie said Frazier with an exclamation mark, referencing Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan. I'm also a big Cheers fan. So I'm really looking forward. And I also, he's the one thing that I like in X-Men 3. I thought his version of Beast was actually like right on, like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I thought his version of Beast was great too.
It's the only thing I like in that movie, because I think X-Men 3 is a total disaster, but otherwise,
Yeah, X-Men 3 definitely had a lot of problems.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, I usually don't drink on air, but I have to show that I am in compliance with the state mandate here, so I do have to actively drink occasionally.
All right, it's all good. It's all good. I was gonna.
I'm doing this to show my compliance with the law.
Right.
No
Micah
other reason.
says
That's the only reason I'm drinking, is to show my compliance with the law.
Right. Micah says it'll be interesting at our little PV event tomorrow to see how they handled COVID restrictions in Arizona. And I think you actually mean on Saturday, Micah, because tomorrow's Friday. Right? Is that right? Because I've been working. Yes, tomorrow's Friday. So it's actually Saturday. Let me put this up here just real quick. So this is the event I'm going to be at. Micah's going to be there with me. This is Fandom Mania. This is in Prescott Valley, Arizona. It's a Comic-Con event. It's being put on by the Prescott Valley Community Services. It is going to be at the Findlay Toyota Center. That is in Prescott Valley, Arizona. That is this Saturday, August 14th. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it is a free event. There is no entrance fee or charge to attend the programs, and the parking is also free. So this is a completely free event. And I'm going to be there. I would run through the vendors, but I can tell you the Janimal's going to be there, and I'm going to be there. Micah's going to be there. Definitely recommend people to check it out. And then we're going to be, I'm going to be unveiling some new T-shirts actually that we'll have there at the event. I'm going to have the Brains or Magic. The Sarah Aerosmith shirt is going to be for sale there. And we also have 2 versions of Mom, the original superhero, and we also have Dad, the original superhero. And our first tie-dye design with a print on it, Shell Yeah. So all those kind of fun things will be available at the Fandom Mania event. Again, that is going to be this Saturday. Put this back up here. Again, this Saturday. And again, is a free event. This is in Prescott Valley, Arizona. On Saturday, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., Findlay Toyota Center, free event. Come and check that out.
Yeah, I have to say, Dave, that I am actually a bum that I'm not able to attend that event as well. I got a deal on my flight, and my flight doesn't leave until Sunday. Obviously, like I mentioned, I am kind of looking forward to Saturday to see if I can at least see the panel with Kelsey Grammer. But the thing is that I got a deal, so I'm leaving Sunday, And otherwise, I really would have tried to go to that event because I love Prescott and Prescott Valley, and I think it would be a lot of fun. And it's kind of nice to see conventions coming back. Obviously back home in Arizona. Because I'm here in Vegas, but it's neat that they're also starting to come back in Arizona as well.
It should hopefully be a fun show. And again, like I said, for those of you who want to come and attend, again, it's a free event. That's the coolest thing. It's not going to cost you anything to park. It's not going to cost you anything to get in the door. As per usual, I will be sketching for people, for those people who are interested. I don't know what my sketch fees are going to be. I might just be sketching for $20. Still kind of trying to put that together in my own head. But I will be sketching at the event, so you can get a sketch from me if you want to get one. And again, we're going to have those new T-shirts. And then Micah posted up. She said, she says, all those but the brains are magic I helped with. And that's correct. Yes, Micah helped with all those T-shirts except for the brains are magic. So there you go.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's a cool shirt. I definitely dig that one for sure.
Very cool. Very cool. And then you were talking about, we weren't going to do a lot of picks this evening, but I did have one comic book I wanted to highlight that actually came out. Actually came out today, or actually was it yesterday. So the Batman '89 comic book issue #1 has come out. This is the continuation of the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman universe in a comic book form. Eric's talked before about the fact that we both talked about it, the fact that Billy Dee Williams was cast to play Two-Face, but he didn't actually get to become Two-Face in the movies. But that was originally, he was cast to play Harvey Dent and eventually play Two-Face. That is something they're going to be exploring in the Batman '89 comic. The story is actually written by Sam Hamm, the same gentleman who actually wrote the script for the Batman '89 movie. And I picked this cover because this is Jerry Ordway, and Jerry Ordway actually did the original Batman '89 adaptation for DC Comics. So this came out last week, and I'm going to pick up a copy of this particular one here with the Jerry Ordway cover, so it'll kind of match up with my other version. Not sure if you heard about this book coming out or not, Eric.
I had not. I wasn't really familiar with it, to be honest with you. But it does sound like something that I would definitely want to check out.
Yeah, very cool. So that's going to be our comic pick for this evening. So technically, we have had a comic book pick.
That's awesome. Very, very, very cool.
All right, cool deal. All right, and then have you had the chance to attend any of the? I guess the Trek convention actually does it not start until like this weekend?
No, it actually officially started yesterday. It started on Wednesday.
Okay.
They did have like a preview night on Tuesday. I didn't go to that. That's basically just the vendor halls open, typical preview night kind of thing. But the panels and like the photo ops, autographs, that all started yesterday. Continues all the way until Sunday. And it's interesting because a lot of the guests, the celebrities, they only come for one day.
Right.
William Shatner's only going to be here Saturday. Again, Kelsey Grammer, he's only going to be here Saturday. Oh, and again, fingers crossed because there's been so many cancellations. And this seems to be kind of almost fast and furious. But there are a lot of guests who did come. There are a lot of people here. Well, at the event, I should say. Technically, where I'm at again is the Millennium Fandom Bar at the Friday Night Tights meet and greet.
Right.
Shout out for having this nice event. You know what I mean? But over there at the Rio, where the convention's going on, they do have quite a few of the members of the cast of all the various shows. I mean, the original series is represented well. I mentioned that we got a photo op with George Takei. My friend paid for that, by the way, so he likes to be incognito. So I'll just give just that shout out that my friend paid for it. But we got to do that. So but I believe he's only here today. So he won't be, at any other days at the event. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to think of who was or today that I could mention, and I'm terrible remembering a lot of these actors' names, you know. But the actor who plays Gowron, he's here.
Oh, okay.
Actor who played Garrick on Deep Space Nine, he's here. The actor who played Gary Graham, the actor who played the Vulcan ambassador of Enterprise and also was on Alien Nation, is here. And for New Trek fans, it's hard for me to know who's who because I don't like follow Discovery or anything like that. But there are a lot of Disco people here as well. I've noticed quite a few of them are in attendance this year as well, or are supposed to be here in future days. So it seems like most of the shows are at least represented in some form that at least somebody from the cast is shown up. Garrett, who played Ensign Kim, he always has a booth every year. I've been to this event. This is the third year I've been to this event. He always has a booth instead of a table, and he's here. So, there's some representation, for all the different shows, despite the fact that, there's been all these cancellations.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Glad to hear that there's some good representation. We had originally talked about making this a Star Trek sort of collectors kind of an episode. And right. I told Eric before we went on the air, I was like, I just don't feel like being on cam tonight, which is kind of cruddy of me, but I just didn't feel like it. But I did actually, I will be on here just briefly because I am trying to do some new sketches actually before the event on, let's see here, let me get this plugged in, on the Fandomania event. And so if I can get this plugged in over here, I did actually do, hold on. Can you tell I'm not used to running the board and doing all the other nonsense? Okay, there we go. All right, so
it would be an absolute disaster if I was trying to run the board from my phone. I can barely, see where the cam and the mic buttons are.
All right, so I started the cam here just briefly. But here's I did this sketch actually this morning. This is a brand new sketch, actually, of Batman. Kind of been doing stuff in more animated style. So I'm going to have some new sketches at this Fandomania event on Saturday. And then, Eric, I know you haven't seen this. This is totally brand new. What do you think?
Let me see if I can see it.
Oh, that's right. You probably can't see it.
It's so tiny on my screen, but it looks pretty good. From what I can see, I mean, it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah. So, I'll have some other sketches we've shown off kind of before. So all these new sketches I'm going to have at the Fandomania event. So if you've been curious to pick up if you've been curious.
A lot, Dave.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, definitely a Max Fleischer style Superman. So anyhow, so there'll be some new sketches actually at my table for the event on Saturday.
That's very, very cool looking. Very, very cool.
Thanks. So, yeah. So,
Dave, are you going to be having any other stuff at your booth? Any of your comics or anything like that?
No, not for this one. We're going to focus on, Kirby tees and the T-shirts. So that's going to be the main focus. I am going to be giving away, which we showed those up on a previous episode. I am going to be giving away actually the Atom Man trading cards that we talked about in previous episode.
Yeah, so I like that image a lot. That's a really cool image.
And then the goal is I'm going to start doing more of these. So Atom Man's going to be the first one, but I'm going to be doing a lot of the original Golden Age, or sometimes people think of them as the public domain superheroes. I'm going to be doing trading cards actually for all of these characters. And then I did get a decent print of the new Atom Man T-shirt I'm going to have available eventually. But I'm not too terribly thrilled with how it turned out, so I'm probably going to re-engineer it a little bit more. but I can show it off here on the show. So I'm still not thoroughly happy with it, but this is this right now is kind of how it's looking. Still kind of tweaking and doing
That's very
adjustments.
cool.
Thanks.
I like that a lot. That's awesome.
Let me see if I can get. Again, I hadn't really planned to go on the cam, but anyhow, but this is going to be a brand new T-shirt over at Kirby Tees eventually. I'm still tweaking it, so I'm going to be showing this off at the Fandomania event, but they're not going to be for sale just yet because I'm still tweaking it. But you can come by the table and get a free Atom Man trading card on Saturday. So all you need to do is just come by, say hi, and you're going to get a free Atom Man trading card on Saturday at the Fandomania event.
That is very, very cool, Dave. That looks awesome. I mean, you know I love your work, so I mean, you can't go wrong with this stuff. It looks great.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure people know if they want to come out and do an event, there is one happening. So
there you go.
If you want to, and you definitely check out what we got going on at Kirby Tees. I'm actually thinking about displaying, because I have sample shirts for other things I printed that I can't legally sell, but that I might actually display. I'm actually thinking about displaying the Dark Knight Returns shirt that I did, and actually just have it on display so people can see it. Because I actually totally recreated that Frank Miller artwork and then recolored it and printed a shirt out of it, and it looked. I thought it looked pretty good. So maybe I'll showcase that too.
That sounds awesome.
So I guess we could do a little pop culture news to just kind of get just a little bit of reaction to some things. It definitely looks like we're going to be getting some more delays. I don't know if you'd heard, but had you heard, it looks like Sony's going to delay Venom, Let There Be Carnage again.
No, I did not hear that. I am a little, obviously, incognito, a little out of it, because I'm at the event. No,
Right.
I hadn't heard about that. Did they cite any specific reason for why or anything like that? Or?
Well, it's the usual stuff. It's the usual concerns, with everything that's happening with, the pandemic. Let me actually, Venom to delay. I should have had this ready to go, but I wasn't sure how the flow was going to work tonight, and I was like,
Right. Well, one of the things I should let the audience know is that this is obviously something we've never really attempted before. So when Dave and I did talk before the show, we said, my battery might go out, I might just lose my connection, and I might just be gone. You know what I mean? So we're very kind of, free form tonight, for lack of a better term, because this is kind of an experiment for us, trying to do something like that. So
right.
We're definitely improvising and kind of going by the seat of our pants here.
So I've got it up here. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, and this did run actually today. You have to bear with all these pop-up ads are about to hit us. But it says Venom, Let There Be Carnage delays. Let me try and reread this again. Venom, Let There Be Carnage delays theatrical release amid Delta surge. We're going to read just a little bit about this because
so they're blaming the variant.
Yep. So it says the decision comes amid a surge in COVID-19 cases due in large to the Delta variant in recent weeks. Comfort level among moviegoers has plummeted from a pandemic-era high of 81% on July 11th to 66% as of Monday, according to those with access to polling from the National Research Group. Hollywood studios pay close attention to NRG. Anything below 70% can be worrisome. It's not exactly a surprise that Sony moved Venom 2. Sony moved Venom 2. This is a new trailer released August 2nd. Didn't have the release date, but rather said coming this fall. The question now, how many other early fall films were shipped? So there's a lot of talk about actually them moving a lot of movies around. I'm hearing it that I have this weird feeling like we're about to see a lot of delays again.
Yeah, that would not surprise me. Actually, Vegas is kind of interesting in the fact that Nevada, I think, was actually the first state to bring back mask mandates. So obviously, the situation is still very dynamic at this point, right? We kind of thought that we were kind of getting out of this and things were going to be going back to normal, but it seems to be more of that, quote unquote, new normal, right?
Right.
That is a good example of that with the event and the fact that I have to have this COVID pass, to go to the event, that's my little COVID passport for the actual the event formerly known as Star Trek Vegas, So
yeah,
it's a dynamic situation. It's going to be interesting. Did you happen to see any of the box office numbers, like how the weekend, how things did, this weekend?
I didn't delve into it too much. I know that Suicide Squad underperformed what they thought it was going to do.
I heard that. I had heard that a lot of people actually like the movie, but they are disappointed in the the box office performance.
Well, it's interesting because my brother Ronnie is actually in the chat, and Ronnie's actually posted up. He says, "Oh, no doubt about the fact that Venom 2 is probably going to be delayed." And along those lines, my brother actually told me that he quite liked Suicide Squad. I saw it and I thought it was okay. I didn't dislike it a lot, but there's just a couple of things that kind of bothered me. But it wasn't a bad film. But I wasn't too surprised that the numbers were low, not because of the pandemic, in all honesty, but just because the fact it was available to watch at home. It was so easy just to turn it on and watch it here at the house because I have HBO Max. That's how I decided to watch it.
But that wasn't the case with Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla versus Kong actually did have decent box office.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people were pointing to.
Yeah.
And they're saying it didn't actually do as well actually as Mortal Kombat either. They're saying Mortal Kombat actually outperformed Suicide Squad as well.
Wow. But I think that also something about the previous Suicide Squad movie, because I think there's a lot of people that, myself included, didn't like it.
Well, I feel like the other Suicide Squad movie, the thing that it had going for it is, number one, it was connected to at that time, the DCU, right? The DC Universe movies. We had Batman, and that's the other thing, too. A lot of people are not thinking about the fact that in the last Suicide Squad, even though a lot of people didn't care for that version of the Joker, we still did have Joker and Batman in the last Suicide Squad movie, and that can move the meter. A lot of people were excited to see more Ben Affleck Batman, so I feel like that has something to do with it.
Yeah, that very well could be the case. It's funny because I obviously I have not seen the new Suicide Squad movie. But I have heard a lot of mixed reactions. I've heard people saying it's like, almost like the savior of the DCU, like it's great, and other people like they hate it. So I do have HBO Max, so I will probably get around to it at some point.
And then my brother posted up. Ronnie says, "King Shark is my spirit animal."
Oh, there we go. Hey, actually, you did a recommendation for that, didn't you? Didn't you do that as one of your comic book recommendations in the previous episode?
I did actually. I'm not sure if we still have the graphic available or not, but yeah, I actually did recommend. Actually, in the Collector's Corner, I recommended. The first official appearance of King Shark. Actually, in a previous episode, I said that people should check that out because it's a book that probably, if you look far and wide enough, you could probably pick it up relatively inexpensively.
Yeah, that's very cool. And hey, maybe we'll see a surge. You never know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I honestly, like I said, the Suicide Squad movie, it was okay. I guess just for me, sometimes with some of this newer stuff, sometimes it just feels like it's not really made for me. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, but it wasn't a bad film. It just didn't really necessarily appeal to me.
Yeah, I can say that I hated the first Suicide Squad movie, so that's one of the reasons it wasn't a priority for me to see the new one. So
Yeah.
I didn't bother to see Birds of Prey either. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't appealing to me. So I probably will see the new Suicide Squad movie at some point, but definitely isn't a priority for me while I'm traveling and such.
No, yeah, totally. I was trying to see if I could find the graphic actually for the King Shark, but I can't actually find it. Apologies, everyone. I'm kind of throwing this together here. But no, yeah, we did actually recommend his first appearance, and it's a '90s Superboy comic, so it's not too hard actually to find if you want to go find one.
Very cool. Very cool. So
Yeah.
is there anything else going on out there in the world, Dave?
I think those are probably the biggest things. There was a lot of talk about the Suicide Squad. There was a lot of talk about obviously the Venom 2 being moved. Those were kind of big deals. Beyond that, I mean, there's kind of some stuff here and there. I mean, I guess the other big thing is What If debuted. The first episode, Captain Carter, came out. I watched it actually last night, and I liked it. Some people are having some negative reactions to the visual style of it, but I kind of liked it because I don't know exactly how they're creating it, but at times it kind of reminded me of the old Max Fleischer Superman cartoons in terms of the style, and I thought it looked pretty good. And I like Peggy Carter, like I liked her from Captain America: The First Avenger, so I enjoyed seeing her kind of super powered and having an adventure and kind of a what if story. So it looks pretty good to me. I like the first episode. I think those are kind of the big things, at least in the nerd sphere, anyway.
By the way, I did want to kind of show people. Are you able to put me full screen, Dave, for a second?
I was trying to do that before, and there you go. Now you're full screen.
So I just want to show people that I am getting somewhat distracted sometimes because it is starting to kind of fill up a little bit more. You can kind of see what the crowd is starting to look like over here. The seats have definitely filled up a little bit more. And as I mentioned, the actual meet and greet officially is in the room next door, and I haven't even tried to check it again because it was so packed last time I was in there. But maybe before I go off, maybe we should try that. What do you think? Should I try to show the other room?
Yeah, go over there and show. I mean, I think we're kind of done unless there's anything else you want to cover. So why don't you just head on over there and let's see what's happening.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what the crowd looks like over there, see if it's still really, really crowded, and people can kind of maybe see what the setup is over there. So
cool.
If you could tap dance a little bit, Dave, while
I
kind of get situated.
Yeah, so anyhow, like I was saying, I think like I said, I saw the new episode of What If. I thought it was pretty good. We talked about the Venom 2. Again, definitely check out the Fandom Mania event this Saturday in Prescott Valley, Arizona. Again, it's going to be at the Findlay Toyota Center. It's going to be this Saturday. It starts at 10 o'clock. Free parking, free entry to the event. Come by the Kirby Tees, come by my table, Dave Beatty, and you'll be able to get a free Adam Man trading card, and definitely check out the new t-shirts. So definitely check us out over at the Fandom Mania. Eric's going to walk us through what's happening over there at the event he's at in Vegas.
Yeah, and I also do want to showcase this venue because obviously we're hosting. So I do kind of want to showcase, the kind of uniqueness of this. Can you see that R2D2? Because I can't see my screen when I'm
Yeah, I can see the R2D2. Yeah, okay. That's cool.
So you're gonna have to help me out because I can't see. I have this set right now, with the camera set, obviously with the screen like this.
Right.
With that, right. So when I put the camera out, I can't see what the camera's seeing. All right, so just kind of help me out there, if you're kind of seeing things. So this is the bar. You can see there's actually a sign of the Klingon Empire over there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cool, right?
That's cool.
It's pretty crowded up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and walk over into the other room. And it's already kind of difficult to squeeze by everybody here because it's pretty crowded. Oh, looks like they have some merch here as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Fandom versus COVID-19. That's interesting.
Well, there you go.
And that's it, the Millennium Fandom Bar. Again, I want to give them a shout out for hosting this awesome event that was free. There was no cover charge, and
that's
apparently
cool.
there was no RSVP. You could just come. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
So
cool.
actually, it does look like it's split out a little bit, because I can actually walk into the room literally before I couldn't walk into this room. But
Well, there you go.
you can see kind of what the crowd looks like.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's Barry right over there at this table.
Yeah.
He does have a line. You can see how big his line is. He's got a line back there. So it's pretty interesting. It's a cool event, and I want to give them a shout out again for Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers for putting this event together and for giving free merch. That's really cool.
Very cool. Very cool. That's neat. Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, unless there's anything else you want to cover, unless there's, looks like we do have some comments over here in the Rogues Gallery. Let me get over here to the Rogues Gallery, see what people are saying. Let's go ahead and put this up, double split screen. Let's see here. Micah said that she enjoyed Birds of Prey, the Birds of Prey movie, much more than the Suicide Squad movie. That's interesting. My brother Ronnie says Birds of Prey was a lot of fun, but I enjoyed the Suicide Squad more. So he actually preferred the Suicide Squad movie. But Micah actually preferred Birds of Prey, which is interesting. Ronnie's also talking about the first episode was he says Titans 3. So Titans Season 3 dropped today. He says the first episode was very good. I thought the visuals were fantastic. That's right, Titans 3. I forgot about that. Titans Season 3 actually dropped on HBO Max today as well. And I've seen some promotion for Doom Patrol too, but I don't think it's dropped yet.
Gotcha.
Very cool. All right, well, if you have anything else you want to cover, Eric, or otherwise, I think we're probably good. And it's been fun having you reporting actually from the floor of the event.
Hey, I did want to showcase that the Geeks and Gamers table real quick.
Oh, okay.
Because I did want to give people a shout out for this. You can kind of see the merch there. That's where the merch table is. Can you see it? Can you see it okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Actually, Drunk 3PO is right there right now. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. He's streaming right now. So he's right there at the table. So, yeah, it's a fun, neat event. And again, they're giving free merch. There's no charge, and they're doing another one Saturday. I should have mentioned that. They're doing another one of these Saturday. Same venue.
Very cool. Very cool. Sounds cool. So those of you that are in the area or attending the Trek Con, want to definitely head over and check that out. You said it was the Millennium Fandom Bar.
Yes, it's like Millennium Falcon. That's kind of the
right.
Theme, so it's Millennium Fandom Bar.
Okay, well there you go. Very cool.
Millennium Falcon, Millennium Fandom Bar.
Well, there you go. Very cool.
Very close. If you've ever been to the Golden Silver Pond for concerts, this is like a block away from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very close to the Golden Silver Pond for concerts. So basically downtown.
Well, there you go. Very cool. Very cool. Well, awesome. Thanks for being our man on the street there and reporting live from the floor of the event. Very cool. Very cool. And yeah, check it out. Lots of fun stuff going on. Looks like people are having a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely am. I'm impressed. I was a little nervous coming here because, again, I wasn't sure, like, are they supposed to be on the list? Are they going to charge? What's going to be available? But, hey, I got a free hat, free t-shirt. I'm pretty happy right now.
Well, there you go.
And a nice fan bought me this drink so I could be in compliance with my
Well, there you go. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, that sounds awesome. I think we're going to let you go unless you have anything else that you want to contribute.
I just want to mention, of course, that you can find me on Twitter, at Bascott. I always try to emphasize that when I connect to people here. It's not Bascott, it is Bascott 14. So at BASSGOD14 Bascott 14. That's my Twitter handle. It's where I'm most easily accessible. My DMs are wide open.
Yeah.
If you ever have any suggestions for content you want us to do on the show, let me know. If you have some curiosity about this event, if you have some curiosity about the event formerly known as Star Trek Vegas, let me know and I'll try to answer.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, thanks, Eric. It's great having you here. I talk like it's not your show. This is your show too, but I guess it's just kind of weird me kind of driving things. It's weird for me. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is definitely an experiment. I'm glad it actually worked because maybe we can do more stuff like this. Where one of us is at the home, our home base, and the other one's out doing stuff. It could be a fun format. You never know.
that's true. That's true. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So I think Eric again is Space Guide 14. Again on the YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Of course, that's the main channel actually for Retro Rogues Live as well. And I think that's probably pretty good. I was going to showcase this here just real briefly. So a lot of times what we do is we actually plug actually the Dave Beatty website. So the Dave Beatty website, you go over there. We have the Retro Rogues Live page actually on davebeatty.com. There's links actually here to a lot of our previous episodes actually on YouTube. You can also find the link here for the Retro Rogues fanzine. You can still download that for free, everybody. If you want to bone up a little bit here for Moon Knight, there's some Moon Knight Rising article in there. Links here as well. Links actually to the various podcasts, whether it's on Spotify, such on and so forth. All these things over here at davebeatty.com. So definitely go over there and check that out. And I think with that, I think we're probably good, everybody. So I want to thank you for watching or hopefully listening to this episode of the Retro Rogues Live. And I want to, and again, just a quick reminder, we're no longer going to be doing the Sunday episodes for a little while, but we are going to continue to do the Thursday episodes. So I want to encourage you to join us next Thursday, 7 o'clock here for Retro Rogues Live. With me and my great co-host, Mr. Eric Alexander, who is again broadcasting live. And as always, we like to let one of our members of the Rogues Gallery have the last word. So I think we're going to let Jane. Jane is here. Hi, Mom. Jane is in the chat in the Rogues Gallery. Jane says, sorry. Yeah, Jane says, sorry I was late. Sorry, Mom. We're actually getting ready to end the show, so definitely catch us next Thursday at 7 o'clock.
And also catch the replay. Remember, we got to encourage people to catch the replay. So.
Yeah, check it out on YouTube or check out the podcast on Spotify. So with that, we're going to let our viewer have the last word, and that's going to be it for this episode of the Retro Rogues Live. Thank you for joining us.